So we're going to start a new series, Louisiana, our hometown. And we're going to show you different things all across Louisiana. And seeing today is Mardi Gras, this is our first episode. Louisiana, and as you can see behind me, that's the state capital, the tallest state capital in the U.S. So this is our new series, Louisiana, our home state. And Baton Rouge got its name in 1699 whenever a French explorer named d'Iberville was going upriver along the Mississippi River. He noticed a big red stick sticking out on the bank and went over to explore an Indian settlement that was here. And whenever he made his notes, he wrote Baton Rouge, which is French for red stick. And that is how Baton Rouge received its name. And the settlement started in the late 1700s. And the parade that we're going to is Spanish Town, like I say. And this is the website for the Spanish Town Parade. Every year they update the parade routes and everything else. And as you can see, this is the parade route for this year. And, their motto this year is Pink, Power, Proud, and Provocative. So that will give you an idea of what the parade's going to be like this year. Everything's always pink every year. But as you can see by the map, even the state capitol, they changed the look of it a little bit to make it look more provocative. So Spanish Town Mardi Gras, and it's an old parade that's been in Baton Rouge for years, so we always like going to it. Excellent parade. You may want to watch out with the young kids though, because there's no telling what you're going to catch, as you can see by the later videos of some of the stuff that we catch. So younger kids may want to keep them away. And this is the staging area for the parade. If you look around here, we have all the staging. All the floats will come through this area, going down the street. They have a map of all the streets, and everything looks pink here because this is Spanish Town. That's their thing, pink flamingos. So everybody wears pink to the parades. And today's theme for all the floats is a little risque. So this year's floats are a little more risque than usual. I'm editing out a lot of them because they are definitely inappropriate for YouTube. And this is the Spanish Town neighborhood that the parade is named after. Built back in 1808 is when the original settlement was. This whole area is an old part of Baton Rouge, and Spanish Town Parade comes right through the middle of it. So right in the middle of the parade route. And I have to love some of the houses that are decorated up for Spanish Town. All decorated up, going down the street, all the different ones. And then we have the people in the band, members of the band. They weren't getting a whole lot of tips, but hopefully people were Venmoing them the tips. Things of today. And we ran into somebody that we knew and on the side selling stuff. So this is somebody you may know from motion pictures. This is Han. Say hey, Han.
Hey.
Yeah, Han. He's been in a bunch of pictures around and been friends with him since he was in high school. So Korean barbecue all along the street side. And Cheryl and I have known Han since he was a teenager, and we would love it. We still love it whenever that we're flipping through a TV series or a movie and we come across him. And you wouldn't know it, but the young man that we saw, Han, has been in a whole lot of TV shows and videos along the years. We met him 10 to 15 years ago whenever he was first just getting started, and he's done well for himself. As you can see by this list of TV shows and movies that he's been in, he's been busy also. So Tron, he's our employee of the day. We always have one, but he's also the celebrity of the day for this parade. The only celebrity that we saw during the parade. So Tron was our guy. Excellent guy, and he's not only in movies and TV series, he also works with restaurants and giving back to the community. You could see him this day helping his brother with his restaurant. And a lot of the houses in Spanish Town are registered on the National Historic Places. So they have a little plaque in front of them telling you a little bit more about the house. And they were up and down the street. So this is the Mississippi River at downtown Baton Rouge. Here the river is right at a mile wide. So one of the widest points of the river is right here. And we have all of our plants and chemical plants along the area. And a little ways further down, it's really crowded again. That's where all the parade stuff is. So we're getting out of the crowds just a little bit. So standing right here at the edge of the river. And now you can see how the crowds are picking up. A whole lot of people here. People come hours before the parade actually starts to get their spot marked out on the sidewalk. We even met some of the fellows with the Pink Pony Club. Yeah, the people are dressed like everything, as long as it's pink. And whenever you see the police cars, the motorcycle cops, and, well, the bicycle cops, you know that the parade is right behind them. And as soon as they leave out, you can see down the street our first float is rolling up close to us. And when the people on the floats are throwing off beads, cups, and everything else you can think of, you have to be on the lookout everywhere because it's coming at you from everywhere. Each float is considered a crew, and the members of the crew of this one all put up money to make the float. So all this is generated by the funds that they pay, and the stuff that they're throwing out may range from $2,000 to $3,000 per person. That's extra in addition to riding on the float. So you could spend upwards of $5,000 or better riding on some of these floats. In New Orleans, the larger parades go up into the tens of thousands. And scattered amongst the floats are a group of guys who, well, they love having fun. These guys are knock of the Golden Girls from LSU, and in the past they've had, whether they've dressed as roaches or pushed lawnmowers, anything that they could think of to just have a little bit of fun through the parade. As the next float comes into view, you can see the crew on the float. We're all drinking, and at the very back, you see the little outhouse-looking thing. That's hiding a porta potty. Every float is required to have a porta potty where that people can do their business and not have to get off the float. And in homage to parades of past, this float has Make America Pink Again, with the big man Donald Trump right in the center on the couch. And I'll stop this float here because on the top of the box with all the Mardi Gras beads has to be the calmest dog ever riding on a float. Nothing got in his way. And as the last float comes through, I'll have to give you a little bit of advice. If you're easily offended, this is definitely not a parade for you, because they will offend everybody. There's no pride in it. They're going to make fun of everybody. But everybody is having a good time. A lot of people are drunk. We did not drink a thing and had a perfectly good time watching all the activities. It's always fun to go out and watch these parades. And if you don't know what really Mardi Gras is, well, Mardi Gras translates to Fat Tuesday in French. That's why it's big here in Louisiana. And Fat Tuesday is followed by Ash Wednesday, where everybody goes to the church and gets ashes on their forehead, starting the beginning of Lent. And Lent, as you can see down here, is a day where a lot of Christians stop eating meat, eggs, and dairy products as 40 days of fasting begins. So the end of Mardi Gras signals the end of feasting. So they go out, get drunk, eat a lot of food, and party all night. Whenever that Ash Wednesday starts at midnight, the streets are cleared in New Orleans. You'll see horses and sprayers going through, clearing out the streets because Mardi Gras is over. So if you're ever in Mardi Gras in New Orleans, whenever it hits midnight, it ends. Everything closes down. And hopefully you've got a little understanding of what Mardi Gras is now. And this is the first video in a series, Louisiana, Our Home State. We're going to be adding videos periodically to a playlist that's called Louisiana, Our Home State. So if you haven't yet, subscribe and watch all the videos as they come out. And we have a lot more traveling to do on cruises. But in the meantime, thanks for watching.